Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages. Daniel here with DMS Productions, bringing you a set review of the Razorcrest, set number 75292. This is a set that I am very excited for. It's one I've been looking forward to since the Mandalorian TV series first aired on Disney+. Here we can see the Razorcrest front and center. It's firing off some lasers. We can see some spring-loaded shooters there firing as well. In the top right hand corner, we have the Mandalorian himself in his Beskar armor. Down the bottom, we can see the 5 minifigures included in this set. We have the Child, the Mandalorian, Grief Karga, IG-11, and the Scout Trooper. Turning the box around, we can see the Razorcrest in its forward-facing position, so we can get a good shot of the open back and sides. We can see a few of the play features here. Also on the back, you can find this printing about the code that can be found inside the box for a secret unlock for the Razorcrest ship in the upcoming Star Wars The Skywalker Saga LEGO game. Without further ado, let's open it up and see what the box contains. Laying it out, we can see we have 9 bags in total, labelled from 1 through to 6. We have the instruction booklet with the stickers, and then that new cockpit piece is separate. Let's get it together and see how it looks. And here we have the completed model, and it looks quite nice. Very faithful to the on-screen version of the Razorcrest. The Razorcrest is a solid build. The base, as it often does, consists of Technic and plates. The pieces connect together quite well. I would have no problems giving this to a kid. They really wouldn't have too much that could fall off this thing that you would have to constantly put back together. It's put together really well. One of my favourite parts about the Razorcrest is definitely this front section. I love the tiled off look at the front here, and I really love the way that they've done the cockpit. So to open it up, you're just going to give a bit of a pull on this and it slides right off, and you can see inside they've even tiled off these side sections here. You have a control panel there at the front with this grilled section. And again, there's quite a bit of room in there. Easily fit 2 minifigures. And while we're on this front section, there's also this part here that lifts up. As you can see in there, there's a couple of clips where you can put a couple of blasters or weapons. Looking at the side of the Razorcrest, we can see this front panel will open, and it has some storage for some spring-loaded shooters. The side compartment likewise also folds down and acts as a bit of a door into the Razorcrest. And lastly, the back section also folds down for easy access into the back of the Razorcrest. Looking at the other side of the Razorcrest, you can see the back section folds down, and in here is some storage for a couple of these frozen carbonite blocks. So they're actually brick built with a tile on top and then a sticker on the front. Just pop those over here for now. You can see the middle section also folds down to act as a bit of a ramp and a doorway into the Razorcrest from this side. And again, this front section also folds down. This time, however, we can see that there's actually some sleeping quarters in there for the Mandalorian. Looking at the rear of the Razorcrest, we can also see the back hatch folds down to give you nice access, folding down all the sides, and we can see it becomes very, very open, and it's very easy to access the insides of this. There is quite a bit of storage in there. As you can see, most of the minifigures can fit in the back here without much problem. One thing to note, the IG-11 being a bit taller than the regular minifig scale, he really needs to go in that center position to fit in the gap that you can just sort of see up there. Looking at the top, we can see that there's this nice tiled off area here, and this interesting looking center section. And that actually looks to be some sort of a shuttle or escape pod. It actually pops out like this. And the top of that actually pulls off as well. Well, there you go. You can actually fit an IG-11 in the middle of this. You can't fit a regular minifig. Their shoulders are too wide. I don't remember there being a escape pod or a shuttle from the series. Leave a comment below if you can remember, or you know what episode that was from. Perhaps it's something from the upcoming season 2. Perhaps my favourite piece of this whole model is definitely these turbine jet parts. They look really, really good. Very faithful to the original. I love the simplicity, but how they've done these little claw parts at the front here does look very, very good. Also a nice big sticker on there. And then at the back here, some interesting part design. They've actually used a metallic bucket with a trans orange piece at the back there to represent the flames. Very, very nice. So here we have the minifigures that come with the set. There's 5 in total. Here we have IG-11. He's made up of the same torso, arms, and leg pieces as your regular battle droids. The neck, it's made up of this claw piece that plugs into a 1x1 cylindrical, into a 1x1 stud with a printed face. We can see this printed face only is on the front. It does not wrap around to the back and sides. That's a bit of a shame. I would have liked to have seen that. I believe the head does wrap all the way around in the series. But it is a good looking figure. If we turn around to the back, he's a little unstable. He does really not want to stand. We can see he does have a 1x1 stud with an open C-clamp holding that larger blaster rifle. And then we can see in his hand he does have a smaller rifle. Moving right along, next up we have the Scout Trooper, and he is a fantastic minifigure. I really love the printing they've got here on the torso and legs. They've also got printing on the belt piece. The helmet, by this stage, they have down to a fine art. These things really do look good and very accurate to the film. Turning him around, you also have a back printing that again looks very good. Just pop his helmet off. And we can see he has that angry clone face, only a front printing, no printing on the rear. Next up we have Grief Karga. I believe this is the first time we have had him in a minifigure, and I've got to say he's probably my least favourite out of the lot in this set. His hairpiece, there's something about it, it just stops really high up on his head. It looks a bit strange. The front printing, it's a little hard to see. It's kind of bland. He has this, what looks like a cape that's kind of thrown over his shoulder. I really don't like the way that it just kind of ends at his waist. I don't think that's very accurate. Turning him around, you do see, I think that kind of does drape around on the back there. There's something about it though that I just really don't like. There's no printing down on the legs. Probably could have got an actual cape similar to the Mandalorian. And next up, second to last, we have the Mandalorian himself, and this guy looks fantastic. I love his Beskar helmet. I like the colour that they've got that. His leg and torso printing is on point. I love the worn look of the armour on the chest piece and the leg pads. No arm printing. There probably could have been some similar pieces on the arms, but not a deal breaker for me. So he also has that cape piece. And if we lift that up, He does have printing on the rear as well, with the belt and those bullet holsters. Underneath his helmet, of course, is just a black head, similar to the older style clone troopers. And his rifle, it does look fairly accurate. It's of course a blaster with one of those lightsaber hilts in brown, with one of those mechanical claw pieces at the end. And last but not least, we do have the child, otherwise known as Baby Yoda, and he looks really, really good. LEGO have done a fantastic job with this head sculpt, and to tell you the truth, I was a little worried how this would turn out, but it has turned out great. They've done a very good job capturing the adorability and the cuteness of Baby Yoda. I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but he's got this slightly sad looking face with these nice sort of glazed cute eyes. And they did go with more of a rubberized mold. I don't know if you can tell that. And I'm very glad they went that way. I'm not too sure about this chest printing. It's fairly hard to see, and it almost looks like he has a hairy chest. I don't love that, but again, it's not a big deal. I think the head was the important part to get right, and I believe that they've done a very good job at that. Nothing really going on the back there. But yeah, super happy with how this piece turned out, and very happy with it. All in all, I think this is a fantastic set. For $200, I think the minifigure count is right. You get a good selection of figures, both good guys and bad guys. It looks great to display. There's some really nice play features here. We have the spring-loaded shooters. We have some nice little compartments that fold down. You have the escape pod or the shuttle. So in some ways this is you get two vehicles for one. You could have your scout trooper flying around fighting the Razorcrest. I don't think you can go wrong with this. I think it's a fantastic set. Decent value for money, and there's actually a fair bit of weight in it. I was quite surprised by that at the completed model. I love the storage, or the space they've managed to get into this. That a lot of that might be down to the shape and the construction of the Razorcrest itself. A lot of the time with these Star Wars vehicles, they're just an odd shape, and they're either really long and skinny, and a lot of the time it's hard to pack a decent amount of space in there for your minifigures. But this one, you can definitely fit all the minifigures in the set in it. I love the way that the sides all fold down and you can really get access to the inside of it. It's got a great cockpit. Yeah, I can't fault this set. I think it's fantastic. I think it's worth picking up, and I think it will be a very, very popular set. So if you would like it, I suggest you pick it up. Otherwise, it could be a while before this does become available. Well, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe to see future content from me. Till next time, guys, have a good one.